Okay, on this quick video, what I'm trying to accomplish is using a simple flow to update the opportunity stage field to closed one when we use Conga eSignature. So I have several clients that are getting rid of DocuSign, but Conga's eSign doesn't have that great of, it doesn't have the same functionality that DocuSign did, and even DocuSign has really gone downhill. So I've got to figure out how to get back to the kind of automation that one would expect to be included in these types of apps, but I digress. Let's go into an opportunity record. So the use case is that at some point in the open opportunity, a quote is generated and sent for e-signature to the customer. The stage is still open, meaning it's not closed won or closed lost. And what we want to have happen is when the signature is captured and countersigned on our end, we want the stage to automatically update on this opportunity to be closed won. That way we can send out automated email alerts and lock things down and do whatever else we have to do using automation. So Conga's eSignature has write back fields, but it's not the same as a completion action, which DocuSign used to do a good job of. So I'm going to click on this eSignature tab here, and you can see the old DocuSign box. We're getting rid of this functionality, and instead we're going to use the Conga Sign functionality. So when a Conga Sign transaction record is created by clicking on this eSign button that we built, and I'll show in a different video, there is a custom object called a Conga Sign transaction, and the status on this guy is updated to sent. So what we care about is when the signatures are done, this transaction record is updating itself to completed, and in doing so, right, behind the scenes, on the opportunity record, this flow is updating the stage to closed won. So that's what we need flow for. So let's go back into our flow builder, and this is the flow. So very simply, it's a record triggered flow, and it is based on the Conga Sign transaction object. And a transaction record is never going to be created and automatically completed. So I built this to trigger the flow when the record is updated, and the entry conditions show you that the status field on the transaction object equals complete. So only when the record has this condition should anything happen. So not every time, but only when the record's updated. And then we want to have the record save and then kick this off. Then we want something to happen immediately. So let's take a look at this update records element. Click on edit. So what's happening here is we want to specify the condition and we want to update a field, right? So the record that we want to update is actually the opportunity that is related to the transaction. So remember, on the transaction on the transaction object, there's a lookup field linked to the opportunity, and it's automatically populated when you create a transaction from the opportunity. Again, that's happening automatically with a button, but this is how that ID of the opportunity is technically stored on this Conga Sign transaction record. So in our flow, we're able to say, okay, we want to update records on the opportunity object, but only when the ID of the opportunity is equal to, remember, the record that kicked this off is the parent opportunity. Remember that lookup field that says opportunity? The API name is parent 006. And then what we're doing is we're just simply saying, okay, so now that we've got the right opportunity ID, because again, we referenced our record here that kicked this process off, now we want to update the stage name field from our opportunity to have the value of closed won. We hit done, and then we activate it. So very simply, that's how we can use the flow to update the stage to closed won using Conga's eSignature.